wonderful yet sweltering night here in the studio as we bring you all another Terps Overwatch premiere broadcast. Live from College Park, this is Alex, aka Gumi.
And my name is Alex, aka Alex. We are super excited to have you guys back in the studio tonight for a super exciting stream. Tonight we'll be watching our Terps Overwatch Premier team compete against the UW Stout Blue Devils in the semifinals of the Play vs. tournament.
On a blazing undefeated 8-0 streak this season, the Terps Overwatch team are currently in the Play vs. Ranked Division semifinals, playing for a chance to advance to the Play vs. Finals. This match will be the culmination of all of the hard work the Terps have put in this season, so the pressure is on.
But before we get into the action, let's go over some fundamental rules of Overwatch. Overwatch is a hero-based team shooter game where teams of 5 will compete to push payloads, capture objectives, and all around dominate the opposition.
Players will need to meticulously strategize and collaborate amongst a cast of diverse characters, each with different strengths, weaknesses, and abilities to take home the victory.
We also want to preface that winning this match will not only advance the Terps to the Play vs. Finals, but the Terps are also playing to maintain their undefeated status throughout the season.
That's right, Alex. This Terps Overwatch Premier squad has not dropped a single match nor a single map. So not only do the Terps want to win this match, but they want to do it in style, keeping that undefeated streak around in both maps and matches. Only the University of Wisconsin Stout Blue Devils stand in their way of achieving this goal.
So now that you're completely covered on what's happening tonight, let's introduce you to the Terps Overwatch team.
In our first seat, we have Clint Balloon on that main support role. Our main support, he's going to play characters like Lucio, Brig, and Jetpack Cat.
In seat 2, we have PJ running DPS, one of our main DPS players. PJ likes to play close quarters, high damage characters like Reaper or Genji.
In the middle seat, we have Tony, our tank player. He is the foundation and the centerpiece of this team, playing characters like Ramatra, Zarya, or Diva.
In seat 4, we have Funny, our second DPS player. He likes to play fast-paced dive characters like Genji or Tracer.
And last but certainly not least, we have C3, our flex support player. He will be playing an array of characters like Kiriko, Bap, or Anna to keep the team nice and healed.
And now that you're familiar with the undefeated Terps Overwatch Premier Squad, let's get to know our tank player, Tony.
Bro, the page didn't refresh. I know. All right, welcome back. Hello, Tony. Thank you for joining me at the desk today. I've got a couple questions for you, and then we'll get right into your match. So first, you guys are currently competing in the Play vs. semifinals, and winning this match will result in your team moving on to the finals. How are you feeling about tonight's match?
Feeling great. Pretty sure we're going to win. I'm going to go Ram because he got buffed.
Oh, boy.
Super excited about that.
How did Ramatra get buffed?
You know his perk where he throws his E and he can explode it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like part of his kit now. So it's super OP. I don't know why they did that,
Oh
but yeah, I'm going to
gosh.
play Ram.
You know, I think the Blizzard devs just really want us to win this match. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm
you know what?
thinking
I'm
too.
down for that.
Yeah.
All right, as a senior member of the team, you've garnered quite a lot of experience playing for this team. Can you walk me through how your role on the team has evolved with each year you've played?
Yeah, when I showed up, I was just a little kid, literally a minor.
Oh.
Nobody respected me, especially Moose. He hated me. No. Now I'm the captain. I coach like half of a CAD to be on Premier now, so I guess I'm Unk now.
Yeah, I guess you're Unk now.
Yeah.
It's okay, that makes two of us.
Yeah.
Do you think your experience on the team has lent itself to your team's success?
If I say yes, I feel like I have a big ego, but yeah,
That's okay.
I've helped. I'd
Yeah.
say so.
All right. Everyone sings your praises on the tank roles. Zarya, Ramatra, Wrecking Ball. You are a monster on all of those heroes.
Ball.
Oh, maybe not ball, but what I've seen, you look pretty dang good on the ball. But I'm curious, what is your favorite tank character to play out of all of them?
Oh, Winston.
Winston.
It's got to be Winston.
Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He requires all brain power, and if you do good on him, it's because you're thinking, you know.
Yeah.
No aim. I suck at aiming. Gotta go Winston.
Sure.
Yeah.
And for our last question, Overwatch is releasing a new DPS hero, Sierra. Although we won't be seeing her during this particular match, do you think she will find a place in the meta when she's released for competitive play?
No, that character sucks.
Oh.
She's Sojourn, but without the railgun.
Okay, so what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah,
Got it.
and I thought her aimbot thing would go around walls, and that was like the whole thing of her kit. Like she could kill people around walls, but it doesn't. So, yeah, I think the character just sucks. And the fact that you can shoot her like drone that you can throw up in
Yeah.
the air just makes it even worse.
Wow.
They need to do something to help that character out a little bit.
You heard it here, folks. Character's not even been out for maybe a week, and she's already useless.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes our pre-show for this upcoming Overwatch match. Thank you so much for joining me at the desk, Tony. The team is kicking and ready to go, so we hope you're just as excited as we are to get into this match. And now, stick around for a brief commercial break. We'll be right back.
I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
Hi, my name is Teddy Zielkowski. I am a 2022 graduate at the University of Maryland with a degree of Bachelor's of Landscape Architecture, and right now I am a Terps Rocket League coach. Yeah, I think one of the biggest factors of why they invited me to be the coach for the Rocket League team was that I played a lot, and I was actually like the Rocket League president of the club. I played for the collegiate team before Terps Esports was a program. So I was a huge person in this community for Rocket League, so they really wanted someone who was kind of like a cornerstone that built this community to come back and be the coach. The most important thing about my role would be just getting to know all the different players on the team. Everyone has different lifestyles, they have different play styles, so you really gotta just get to know every single person so that you can help kind of connect them all together so they can play well on and off the pitch. My favorite part would just be seeing their improvements throughout the entire season. I mean, you start out and everyone's a bit awkward, everyone's kind of shy as well, and I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray, so it's really fun just seeing, and they're also just getting better at the game too, so we're excited just to see them play better as well. I like the program, I like the direction it's going. There's obviously so much more work to do and figuring everything out, but I really like the direction we're going, and I think just the more time that we're working to grow the program, the more we're going to learn how to just be better as a program. I think one of the things that I really want to keep improving upon for like Terps Esports is just building a bigger community for all the games. So the Rocket League community has a really big community over in the club side. So it was really nice to see more people just like bonding together. People are just, instead of just seeing as like practices as being like a forced mandatory thing, people are like reaching out to each other and like they really want to play proactively with each other, and they're becoming friends as well. So it's not even like a team and we're just teammates and that's it, but it's more like we're staying up till like 2, 3 a.m. playing because we're having fun playing, and that's also helping them get better as well. So it like increases their like chemistry together and like just playing together as well, and they can handle losses better when they're a team and they're friends. So that's like a really good part about just building this community. I think one of the biggest things is just creating like a welcoming space for like beginners, and just like having it just be really welcoming, all skill levels included. That's something that we can try and do, and just create more diversity in the esports scene, just have more opportunities for other people to come, and maybe they're prodigies at a certain game or something. So when more people are playing the game and just creating more noise, then it's awesome for more people to just keep coming. It's almost like a trend.
Oh, hey audience. Didn't even notice you over there. I was
Hey guys.
I was practicing my book reading, and how are you guys?
It's getting weird in here.
Welcome back.
It's getting weird in here. Anyway, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the stream.
Welcome
We
back
are
to the Terps Esports stream. We
in
have
our booth.
Yeah, we are now in our fun little casting booth where we're very much not going crazy, obviously. But we're just about to get into game here for this Terps semifinals match in the Play versus Ranked division. So woo, everyone get hype. We are firstly going to Lijiang Tower, so a very classic King of the Hill control map. And the bans for this map are going to be Lucio and D.Va. So two very interesting bans there.
Big characters.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how the teams are going to morph their usual rosters. Because I think, Lucio especially, I see Lucio in like almost every comp team that we cast on here.
Yeah, Lucio is a staple for competitive Overwatch. I mean, that speed boost and his sound barrier ultimate providing HP, it is integral to the team's success. So, and there are also not a lot of characters that can replace that. So, I mean, we're probably going to end up seeing some Juno, or we're probably going to end up seeing some really heavy dive comps that don't rely on speed boost as much. But either way, it's going to make this game very interesting. We might see things deviating from the standard, which I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for.
I'm always excited for that.
Hence our intro.
Yeah. Hey, didn't even... What's up? Sorry. Guys, I won't do that anymore if you don't like it. If you do like it, put it in the comments.
Oh my gosh.
Then we'll do it every stream. Every stream will open like that.
Every Overwatch stream.
We'll have a like a dating sim bar here, and then you'll be able to give your responses, and you can dating sim the commentators. Or could be heat.
Let us know down in the comments if that's what you want. All right. Let's actually talk about the game. I'm down for that.
We have, well, there is a new hero in Overwatch.
Yes.
Sierra, who that's actually just her name. I was reading on some of the lore. That's just her first name. I don't know how many of the characters in Overwatch just have their names as their hero names. So that's a cool direction that Blizzard is taking.
Yeah. I mean, as you guys heard from that interview with Tony, I mean, apparently she's not very good. Yeah. Which seems to be a very common theme with Overwatch characters. When they come out, they're either broken or they are just absolute trash. So hopefully she will get some buffs to sort of, beef her up in the meta. But,
or they'll nerf her for no reason.
Right, or they'll nerf her for no reason. But here we are on Lijiang Tower. And again, with those D.Va and Lucio bans, I'm really interested to see. I know we talked about the Lucio portion, but I'm interested about the D.Va portion. Because I know D.Va is actually played on this map quite often. Now, we did hear Tony talk about how he is interested in playing Winston. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some Winston dive on this map, especially this map specifically in Garden. So let's keep our breaths held for some Winston. Maybe we'll see. I know we saw Tony play Hazard on this map last time we saw them play. Granted, it didn't work out for them very well. Hold on, we have an update.
We have a big update from the studio.
Okay, we're still playing on Lijiang. Never mind.
The update is that Lijiang Tower is still there and will still be played on. Just in case you at home was wondering, because I know you were.
Pretty sick update in my opinion. But anyway, Lijiang Tower, a staple of competitive Overwatch. So yeah, let's get that run through again.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna, again, without the D.Va, what could we possibly see? We could be seeing a Winston, we could be seeing a Hazard. I know a lot of people, and I know Tony also talked about this too. Ramattra recently got buffed, and so I know he's also a very staple character on this map as well. Also just a very staple tank in general. pretty dang strong, very difficult to break past, and Tony on that Ramatra is definitely a gamer. So hopefully we'll see that.
Especially on this first point that they're going to be capturing with those 2 window entries. It's nice to have someone that can get quick verticality, which is why, again, Diva's usual play here. But, here we go. Now we can see who we got. The Terps have Ramatra, Cassidy, Symmetra. I think that's Jetpack Cat.
It is, in fact, Jetpack Cat.
Jetpack Cat and Kiriko. Incredible.
Right. Okay, we're actually just going to see the Symmetra TP out of spawn for both teams, and then Funny's going to switch over to that Genji. But the Blue Devils here running this Hazard as well. Very interesting, but Tony on his Ramatra as well. Let's see how this first
Genji
fight
coming
goes
in around
out.
the side, taking a couple pot shots at Blue Devils as they're kind of trying to sweep into the point here. Ramatra holding them off, and it's no one's quite able to grab control of the center yet, but I think they're waiting for that point to unlock.
Wow.
And I think first capture is beginning by the Blue Devils, but Terps pushing them off almost immediately with some really nice healing back there from Jetpack Cat, who have keeping, I believe that was Ramatra, in the battle, and allowing the Terps to continue pushing forwards. Really, really great support here, following our tank around to make sure that the tank can push out some incredible damage and push back. The Hazard from the Blue Devils really physically push him and take him down, giving a strong first lead to the Terps. I imagine that's going to give them the first capture. Yes, it is.
Yeah, honestly, incredible push and pull there from the Terps. UGH actually on the high ground with the Cassidy was the first to go down in that fight, but the Terps peeled back. They played smartly, kept their 4v5 until UGH could return, and then they could push back the point, building up 14% and counting for the Terps.
Ooh. Terps watching the entry points for the Blue Devils. They see they're all coming through that one hallway. Big, strong push from the Blue Devils here.
Wall.
Ooh. And the Terps coming in.
Oh my gosh.
Throwing out an not quite catching anyone, but pushing people back. A lot of damage coming out, and
oh my gosh.
I think he survived that. Tony's still alive after all of that abuse from the entirety of the Blue Devils. Still in the game.
No, like Ramatra is disgusting. Like, nerf that. That is crazy. Tony going down to at least 50 HP and still living in that corner.
Still back on full health. The Terps are pushing the Blue Devils all the way back to their spawn. They are out of the building. They are in view of the ship. The Blue Devils can shoot at them from their own spawn at this point, and the Terps are still dominating. Incredible opening here. Swinging around with Jetpack Cat.
Oh my gosh.
Ridiculous strategy here. Firing down on the Hazard. The Hazard retreating into the ship. The Terps are on a domination here at the beginning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, beautiful play from the Terps. Once they have that gas pedal taped down, it takes a lot for them to step off of it. And although the Terps are going to get that first pick on the Mizuki for the Blue Devils do have some ultimates coming back. It's a 4v2 ultimate fight. So if anything, this should be the fight that the Blue Devils will take. But let's see how it goes. Here comes
Hazard
the Hazard
on
ult.
spawn. I imagine, yep, the Hazard ult coming out. The Genji ult coming out. Looking for it and gotten. That's a 5-player kill streak coming from Funny right here. Really, really looking for the kills that he can pick off on DPS right now. And with the overtime here, I think it's basically going to be, once this Hazard is out, that's going to be the point capture. Tracer is out. Tracer is out.
Yeah, so last second Sojourn ult may be trying to get the touch. She will get the touch. She will get cleansed as well. Okay, so the Terps the Blue Devils are still fighting for control, but with Tony's Annihilation, that will be the round.
Not. The Ramatra is a strong play in this map. Wow, that was ridiculous to watch.
Absolutely insane character, by the way. Can we talk about that? That was crazy. Yeah. He was alive for at least 30 seconds in that fight. He was taking focus fire.
That was a 5v1, and he lived.
And
I really thought he died when we switched away, but he did not. He continued living and shooting.
Like, you know what? I don't know what goes into building a game and buffing and nerfing characters, but buffing that, we're gonna have to have a talk, Blizzard devs. But actually, you know what? No, let's keep it this way because Tony loves Ramatra, and I love seeing this from this Terps squad.
Although I believe we're seeing Wrecking Ball instead. Wrecking Ball coming out now for our second round of Lijiang Tower.
Hey,
bouncing around the map here. We've got a double animal team. Double animal mech team coming here from the Terps. Matching the Wrecking Ball on the other side, the Blue Devils. So that's about to get ridiculous.
Wait, It's actually okay. Wait, I'm sorry. I thought Klimpaloon was actually on the ball, but Klimpaloon is on the Jetpack Cat. I'm sorry. They look familiar for me. And ooh, UGH with those shots, beautiful taking out that Tracer.
Headshot there.
And I think with that man advantage, the Terps are just gonna walk pretty freely onto the point.
Tony coming around, taking off some just like free kills there, getting rid of the support so that the capture can go a little bit smoother there. And first capture goes to the Terps for our second round.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from the Terps. I think this Wrecking Ball comp from the Terps is in the pregame they were telling me that Tony's Wrecking Ball is apparently a little iffy, but I don't know if we're watching the same game.
I really don't see it. Really, really strong here. Getting in, getting out, getting some kills. Honestly, playing it a little bit more like a dive DPS. Kind of getting in, finding a person, taking a couple shots, and getting out of there.
Wow.
A very, very interesting, strategy switch up and Wrecking Ball on Wrecking Ball action here as Tony is throwing the competition around. Wow, the other Wrecking Ball retreats, and the Terps continue with their dominant hold.
Oh, here comes the grapple. Oh, okay, well, maybe not.
Well.
Yeah, Jetpack Cat with this lifeline ability, and as you guys can see, UGH does have this high noon. They did it once in the last round, but I think they're going to do it again. Here it comes!
Oh, there it comes!
And it gets absolutely nothing. Okay, but
But some really nice shots there. That was a mid-air headshot, I believe, from our Cassidy as well, so that was absolutely beautiful. Tony,
oh my gosh,
going over and over. I think this might be the third time we've seen him single out this Kiriko and take it down. So absolutely bullying the other team right now. But pushing them again all the way back into their ship. This is absolutely pure domination. There's no other word for it from the Terps right now.
Yeah, this poor Blue Devil squad, and the pressure is not letting up as Klimpaloon jumping forward with that Jetpack Cat looking for the Farah duel.
I'm
not going to take her out,
fairly certain that Jetpack Cat's trying to grab someone and throw them over the edge. I'm almost certain that's what that strategy is.
I could bet money on it, actually.
Tony's still bouncing around, staying very dominant. Again, I don't see it. Tony and Wrecking Ball, a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, the Jetpack Cat ultimate.
Just missing.
Oh, the catnap, not quite going the way he wants, but I don't really know what I'm watching. C3's in their spawn. The ball on the point is taken down. The Overwatch Wick will start. Ooh, Blue Devil's getting the touch.
Is this the Kiriko being taken down again? Oh my gosh. This Kiriko can't catch a break.
Oh, the pulse bomb.
Terps.
Oh my gosh, Spinal's pulse bomb was absolutely massive. And the Mizuki ult coming out. If Funny is outside this ult, he can't shoot in. Projectiles get eaten by the ultimate. He's on 1 HP. 2v2 for UGH and Funny.
A recapture is basically the end of the game here. If they can just get one little bit of a hold here, perhaps if the group can regroup real quick once we get that Cassidy, gets back in the match here.
Yeah, beautiful pulse bomb from the Blue Devil Spinal. That was an amazing game-saving pulse bomb. But the Terps are, they are going to come back with these ultimates, with this Farah ult, and they're coming up on this Deadeye. So here comes the Farah ultimate, looking for the Mizuki, finds the one, gets stunned out of it, but is the advantage enough for the Terps to take it in? Yes, Funny.
Yes, absolutely that's enough.
Funny finding 3 in that fight. Beautiful Farah ultimate.
I believe that will be the end of the game there with a full team wipe on the Blue Devils. Really dominant from the Terps, just coming into their spawn and going absolutely nuts. And that is going to be round 1 taken for the Terps. Not even a section of that let up.
Yeah,
wow.
It looks like the Terps aren't even breaking a sweat with this. I mean, I don't really. That second round was a lot of chaos. That's really all I can say about it. A lot of Wrecking Ball dive and a lot of effects on the screen. But the Terps, I do think that sometimes the Terps believe that.
They're still reveling in his play of the game there. In utter disbelief of what he's done.
I mean, sometimes you just have to watch the play of the game and just move on with your life.
Oh my gosh, that was me.
Yeah, but yeah, that second round, I mean, not really much to say about it. It's a little hard to commentate when everyone's just dying all over the place. But yeah, I think the Terps never cease to amaze me because they can play so many different kinds of comps. They can play this like brawl comp, they can play this dive ball comp, and I think it really goes to show how strong each individual player on this Terps Esports squad is. They're able to function as both a group and as individuals.
Absolutely. It's a malleable team. Not only are they able to look at, like bans for the map or look at the map itself, look at the game mode itself, say what players do we need, what heroes do we need to address this situation? But even mid-game, like if they're facing adversity, they're like, okay, let's switch our strategy right now. We're not waiting to see if this is adversity is going to continue. We're not going to wait to see how much longer we can hold out against the other team. We're going to switch our strategy now so that we can beat them. We can dominate them now. We see this a lot with as soon as the Terps get like an inch of progress, as soon as they take that capture, they're immediately pushing the other team all the way back to their spawn. They're not letting up. They're not just content to wait there on the point. They're getting all the way back. They're making sure that the other team doesn't even see the point again.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I love that you brought up is the Terps, they love playing, and I think I mention this actually every time I cast, but the Terps play so quickly. When the play is over, they are almost immediately looking, what can we do next? What kind of space can we take? Can we push them back into their spawn? Can we Deadeye in their spawn? I think we can. Yes, we can. And then they just do it. And a lot of teams, they're not ready for it. Yeah. And it's the surprise factor that I think takes the Terps a long way. Excuse me. Jeez.
Yeah, there's no rest, there's no recuperation. Even if a character goes down, it's okay, we have 4 people left on the team. Even if one of them's a tank that's out, they're like, we got 2 healers, we got 2 DPS. What can we do in the meantime? How can we still put pressure on? How can we make sure that they can't regain while we're still regaining?
Yeah. Beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself. And I actually do have a question for you, Alex.
Absolutely.
Because we know the Terps Esports, they play this kind of relentless style where they just kind of want to smash their opponent to the ground and like keep stepping on them. It looks like I'm giving them CPR, but you know what I mean. But how can these Blue Devils, what would your advice to them be if they want to be back in this game?
I think they're going to have to look at strategies. I think they're going to have to switch their strategies up just as fast as the Terps are. Because, again, the Terps are looking to see what you're doing, and then they're looking to see how they can counter it. So if you can be countering their counters as they're countering, and that's how the game goes, you got to keep switching. And I think, if we could see honestly, if we could photocopy the Terps Premier team and have them play each other, I would be fascinated to see how that goes. I imagine we'd be watching a consistently switching roster, but again, you have to balance that with your ultimates. So, a very careful, planned out, like, okay, when do we adjust strategy? When do we adjust characters? When do we ult now and then switch right after in order to maximize the amount of time that we have?
Yeah, it is the most precarious game of rock, paper, scissors. It's also a very, very precise game. And I think it's really interesting that you bring this up, that they need to predict the Terps, like what they're going to do next. And I actually 1,000% agree with that. I think that some of the characters that the Blue Devils were playing, I mean, let's talk about Mizuki, guys, because Mizuki is...
Absolutely. I did notice that.
Yeah, let's talk about it, and then we'll get into this next map, which we are on. I think this map is called Rune Sapi. I'm not quite sure, but this is a push map. But yeah, Mizuki. I'm very surprised that Mizuki was played on Lijiang Tower. We don't usually see Mizuki played because he's a very slow character.
Exactly.
And so he can't really keep up with characters like Jetpack Cat or anything like that. And speaking of Jetpack Cat...
And speaking of Mizuki, the Terps are taking Mizuki ourselves. So, I mean, what do we know?
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. I do believe that... Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I think the Blue Devils have had enough of the Jetpack Cat because they actually did ban it this time around. But we are going to be seeing this Wrecking Ball this Wrecking Ball mirror matchup again.
Yes.
And we're also, interestingly enough, seeing C3 over on this Mercy pocketing UGH on the Pharah.
Yes.
You know what?
Interesting. A Mercy pick is not super common. Often we'll get like a Kiriko, unless Kiriko is banned, but I did not...
Kiriko's not banned because we do see the Blue Devils
Kiriko
playing
on
their
the
own
Blue
Kiriko.
Devils, yeah. So a Mercy pick is very interesting. The Terps are going for a height game here, just trying to see how far above the Blue Devils that they can get and rain down on them.
Yeah, this comp gives me a little bit of nostalgia because back when I used to play competitive, we used to play a Pharah Mercy sort of dive comp.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's working out for the Terps as Klimploom will get basically one-clipped by the Tracer on the Blue Devils. And although Tony will answer back with a kill onto Spinal's Echo, I do think the Terps have to go back to the drawing board after this first fight.
We are seeing that the Blue Devils are taking this first first push. But Tony, again, like we were saying, still staying, even though we have some characters out of the game, Tony's still trying to lay down whatever fire that he can, make sure that the Blue Devils aren't too comfortable sitting around just letting themselves gain progress.
Yeah, and I think the Terps were doing what do they call it? I think they were doing a little bit of trolling because they've now swapped onto something more conventional. Klimploon onto that Brigida to peel for C3's Anna, and then UGH going on over to his trusty Cassidy, which we saw him on last time. So let's see if the Terps can find more success as Tony actually goes and finds Spinal again. And yeah, C3 with that Sleep Dart makes Ball much easier to deal with. Flak falling to 1 HP, and the Terps will pretty easily get control back of this robot.
Absolutely. Terps now coming back around to take their own progress here. Our Brig over here taking some damage. And Tony going down, unfortunately, from the other team. That's going to be pretty devastating to the Terps, but I don't expect to see them relent very much here. A little bit of lag on our side, but the Terps are still trying to make sure that they're getting as much damage out, especially with this Anna from a long distance, trying to stay in the fight, you know, from a perspective where the healer is still being safe.
Yeah, that point of view is actually really funny because we're watching Klimploon and UGH fight for their lives. Unfortunately, both of those two will fall, and the robot has hit the halfway mark for the Blue Devils. They are hitting that checkpoint. And although C3 does take down Flak on that ball, it's still going to be a bit of a fight to get the robot back for the Terps.
The Terps are definitely going to have to make a real effort.
Maybe not.
Ooh, very
I take it back.
nice.
I take it back.
Very nice. Very nice pick there from the Cassidy. And we are all moving in. The Terps moving back in, now taking the push here. Hopefully this one's going to stick because they didn't make it quite to the wall last time. But they seem to have pushed the Blue Devils off quite definitely. I think the Blue Devils were taking some time to recuperate on the other side. Again, not a strategy that is matched by the Terps very often. But
yeah, I mean, very interestingly enough, I'm seeing some ultimate combos the Terps can utilize. 4 ultimates on the board for them as Funny using the on-run ultimate, looking for the Kiriko, which has popped her own ultimate on the Blue Devils. Out comes the minefield, out comes the sound barrier, everyone clicking their Q button. Now comes the nano boost, and Flak finding 2, C3 and Funny falling. UGH, though, with the nano boost, will be kept relatively healthy, taking down Krilp on that Lucio. Here comes the rally, keeping his 2 remaining teammates alive is Klimploon, looking to march back onto this cart.
UGH throwing out some ridiculous snipes there from Cassidy. I just want to shout that out really quick. There was a lot of headshots I saw there. Absolutely beautiful plays.
Yeah, absolute ult fight coming out. Ult dumps from both teams.
Gosh.
Both teams using 3 ultimates, and I think the Terps will actually ultimately come out on top here, but they do still have this Tracer pulse bomb from Southwest, which has come up huge in the past. So let's see how this Tracer utilizes it and how the Terps counter
though,
it.
Tony's about to have his ultimate, so I think they'll have a chance to push really strongly here with Tony's ult here. I imagine we might see this in a second, actually.
Yeah, but Funny being the first to fall on that on-run, just on-run not as good as Tracer, and yep, Funny Think recognizes this and has decided to go over to his trusty Tracer. But that doesn't mean that the cart will be stalled. Doesn't mean the cart is going to make any progress for the Blue Devils because Tony on this Wrecking Ball. Oh! Okay, he almost booped off the enemy Wrecking Ball with that grapple, but now it's just a mess of a fight up towards the top of the map. But hey, who's looking at the cart?
Terps here are suffering just a little bit because they're playing so often in the cover. They're playing such a team comp that is built around, you know, get in and get out, but they're not spending enough time sitting on the objective here, which means they're losing valuable time of our robot pushing the wrong wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, so now the robot back at the checkpoint for the Blue Devils, meaning they will get the shorter spawn distance when they are taken out. And actually, I think this is exactly where the Blue Devils want to be because look, they're not pushing up very far. They're taking their sweet time.
Yeah, Blue Devils are you know, taking a more defensive standpoint here, while the Terps are trying to kind of go for like a more guerrilla tactics, sort of find the openings, jump in, jump out.
Yeah,
very interesting opposing strategies, and it seems like the Terps are going to have to switch up a little bit as the Blue Devils, for a push contest map, the defensive strategy staying in the middle line is going a lot better for them than it is for the Terps.
Yeah, this Blue Devils team, I mean, Southwest and Spinal on the Tracer and the Venture, respectively, are both going crazy in the Terps backline. They simply cannot peel against this Tracer and this Venture, and it's really working out for the Blue Devils' favor. I mean, 92 meters and counting on this robot, and the Terps, desperate for something to happen, Tony switching over to this Hazard, maybe can make a hero play for the squad to gain control of the robot.
Yeah, hopefully they're picking some hero picks that they know are going to be able to counter what they're seeing. We see Lucio coming out on the Blue Devils. I don't think we had that before. So the Blue Devils also making some switches. They may have been listening to this this commentary a second ago when I said that they're going to have to be switching just as fast as the Terps are, because since the match has started, the Terps and the Blue Devils have made quite a few swap outs so far, switching their team comp entirely. A very strong play there from the Brigitte, but unfortunately Klimpaloon going down. Tracer here trying to take out the Kiriko, but not quite getting the pick, and taken down as well. Unfortunate. UGH being rained down with the mines, but not able to get the solo. Oh, lived through that. I congratulations.
Tony has an impeccable ability to live through anything. Although, maybe he won't live through this. He's under a lot of pressure. 200 HP, gets the cleanse from C3. Here comes the Kitsune Rush and the Deadeye. Oh,
finds a double. And the Terps are moving in, trying to chase down. Terps are taking their opportunity here to see what picks they can get down. The Blue Devils are just going to be able to get away, but that does mean the bot is coming back towards them. Hopefully they can get some. They're going to need to put on a much stronger central presence if they're going to want to take this match in their favor, because right now they are behind by about 80 meters, 90 meters even.
2 minutes and 20 seconds on this clock for the Terps. Something has to give, but here comes the Kitsune Rush and and the Hazard ultimate from Tony. Finds the Wrecking Ball, but unfortunately the damage is not enough, and Flack will live with barely 20% HP. Terps desperately tracing him down, and the Kiriko Pulse Bomb comes out from Funny, finding nothing. And unfortunately, the Terps Esports backline will not be able to sustain the damage.
Unfortunately, the robot going all the way back to the Blue Devils. This is the Terps are gonna have to push this off really, really quickly if they're gonna want a shot at taking the push back to their side. Remember, they can get overtime if they are still pushing the robot when the timer ends. But if the robot is being pushed by the Blue Devils at the end of the match, they are going to be quite out of luck, unfortunately.
Yeah, SOL as they say, I believe. Sorry, out of luck, but the push from this Hazard,
really good push from the
Lucio,
Hazard.
Pushing back the backline from the Blue Devils, and I think actually the Blue Devils are just going to let them take control of the robot.
Once again, a nice switch here. Our Lucio coming in. Klimpaloon switching out break for Lucio here to give us the Terps a little bit more speed, which is definitely going to be necessary in this this final part of the match here, where they need to get that bot back.
Oh, UGH! Oh my gosh, Klimpaloon on the Lucio.
Triple down on the Terps here. Taken out by a double Pulse Bomb, which is, I mean, wow. That is rough. That is absolutely terrible to see, as all of the Terps are team wiped and the bot goes all the way back to the Blue Devils. The Terps are going to need to make a really, really quick run back in order to get that bot back on their side. With only 32 seconds left on the clock, they need to act quickly if they are going to get somewhere.
Yeah, but the Blue Devils having 4 ultimates on their side. Here comes the Deadeye from UGH getting the cleanse, looking for anything, anyone or anything.
Unfortunately, getting nothing there. Really tough to see.
Yeah, but it did get the Terps enough space to gain control over the robot. 10 seconds left on the clock. Terps still have control of this robot, but the Blue Devils, I believe, are saving up for this final fight.
That is 4 ults against the Terps 1. But if the Terps can keep the bot going in the right direction, they can still take this. This still is a winnable game, but the Terps really need to be able to control the center here. The robot is still moving, and it's going to get to the wall, it looks like. Incredible from the Terps here, really keeping the fight separated from the wall here as we get one of our DPS holding on to it.
Yeah.
Tony going down, unfortunately, with that tank gone. That is going to be the end of the match there. That is the first map loss from the Terps this entire season.
That is true.
Wow.
I did not even think about that. This is the first, as you just said, this is the first map that the Terps have lost all season. That's gotta sting.
Yeah, I can imagine that the Terps are going to take this as a lesson, kind of look to see what they did wrong. I mean, they get a little bit of time between matches to talk, and I expect to.
I mean, actually, they don't look too bothered, actually. And you know, that does seem pretty characteristic of this Terp squad. I mean, yeah, they lost, but these are the guys. I mean, they've been playing this game for ages now. They know what they have to do better, and I think what they have to do better is to not pick on Ron at the very start. I hate to say it, but yeah, I hate to say it.
The Fire fan girl too. What's her name?
Onron.
Oh, that's on. Oh, they had Onron and they had
Onron. They started out with
Hat. Green Hat.
Oh, Mizuki. Yes, they also started
They
out
had
with
Onron
Mizuki
and Mizuki
and
at the
Mercy.
beginning, which
Yes.
is an interesting story.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about in that match, so let's get started with that. Honestly, I think the Terps just looked a little discombobulated. They did not look like they were playing together as a team. They were getting picked off left and right, and I think, honestly, that's just kind of what happens when you play against a ball tracer. Giving credit where credit is due, the Blue Devils, their tracer and their ball were on it this match. Yeah. They were diving targets consistently. They were bursting people down together, and the Terps just couldn't respond correctly, really.
Absolutely.
You would think that Brig and Ana are like the best backline to respond against a ball tracer, but that's not always the case. And that's why we saw them going over to this more sound Kiriko Lucio backline that we usually see during these matches.
I think the Terps were trying to get a little bit more experimental with the start of this match.
Yeah.
They were trying out some heroes that are, I mean, new to the game, but I think also just like not a common place in the competitive scene. Same with Mercy. We were talking about how like Mercy was like an unusual pick, not unheard of, not bad per se, but unusual.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean those kinds of picks, like you can play around all you want. But if you fall behind, especially on push, like you guys saw, push
run quick.
Push is nearly impossible to gain an advantage after you've fallen behind, and that's really and. Again, credit where credit is due. The Blue Devils played that incredibly well. They would push the robot to about the halfway, and then they would fall back because they knew that they had the closer spawn. They knew that they had the advantage of the with the robot, and they knew that they could take fights on their terms because the robots were pushed up into the Terps side of the map. And so, because they played this like careful, slow, methodical game, Terps just, despite trying so hard, they just could not claw their way back into this match.
It's unfortunate to see, but push is a, like you said, it's a hard one to get back from. All the time spent moving, because the point is moving so much more than any other game mode. Like hybrid is still like a moving point, but the point doesn't move nearly as quickly or as frequently and such a massive span of distance as it does in push. And so, like even a little bit of distance on one side, you still have to know that all of the time to get back to your side is movement you're losing, and that's game traction that you lose as well.
It's detrimental, and on top of that, it also gives time for the enemy team to position. Right. And positioning is so incredibly important when you're talking about dive comps. I mean, you need to have your tracer in position, you need to have your ball in position, you need to have your target's positioning noted down in your team communication so that whoever is part of the dive can converge on that location. And really, like you said, the robot walking back gives people the time to sort of get that thing set up.
And you know exactly where it's going. You know that it's coming right back through the middle. If you get your whole team on the middle, I mean, you're ready to jump them.
Yeah. So now that we've seen this kind of, I don't want to call it a mess, but this kind of unfortunate map. Let's go with that. Now that we've seen this kind of unfortunate map happen in the Terps, let's sort of talk about where they need to go from here. What kind of comps they can switch to, what kind of characters they can switch to sort of bring back this map. And I think really what they need to do is just stick to what they know.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to do too many things. I think Jetpack Cat and maybe Ramatra might have been banned in this match, but that means they will not be banned again. And so we know Clint Bloom loves playing that Jetpack Cat. We know Tony loves playing that Ramatra, especially after the buffs. And so I think if the Terps stick to what they know and what they're good at, they will have no issue sweeping the rest of this match. Absolutely. Now, if they try to get creative with Onron, who is unfortunately not very good, and who else? Let me think. Mizuki, who's also not very good, I think we might see some issues there. But I don't know. I think going down one map, it sort of kicks something in your brain. You're like, okay, well, we need to. They're not. The enemy team is not someone who's just going to get pushed over, and that's definitely good for the Terps, who have really found no difficulty in this bracket. Yeah. So
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen any Zarya yet.
Oh yeah.
Same with no vendetta from either side.
Oh yeah, that too.
Which has been a very almost an immediate staple from most teams that we're seeing competitive. Just because she's very good at especially with the dive. I'm shocked that we haven't seen vendetta yet. So she might have been a ban at the beginning that we missed, but
highly possible. But again, that Zarya vendetta combo is very, very good.
Yeah.
But usually you see that with more brawly maps. Not really. Rune Sapi is a massive map. It is. That's why you see so much ball, because ball can get, what's the word for it? It can get across the map very quickly.
Our next match is going to be on Atlas.
Okay.
And our banned characters are going to be Cassidy.
Yeah, Cassidy and
as well.
And Ball.
Oh.
Okay. Cassidy and Ball. So 2 characters that we've seen in both matches pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And I think I speak for all of us when I say yay to the Ball ban, because what the heck is going on with that character? That character is incredibly frustrating to play against as a support player. So C3 and Clint Balloon, I see you, okay? I see you and I feel you. I've played against a Ball many times in my life, and it is horrific. So I feel you. That being said, I think that with Atlas, so Atlas is a flashpoint map, which means that there are going to be 5 different points that the Terps and the Blue Devils will be fighting over. I think that also lends itself to a quicker, more brawly hand style, or play style, not hand style, play style. And so
I expect to maybe see some Junker Queen, some Zarya. Diva can come back at this point.
Maybe some Diva.
We might see some Diva.
I do think we're just going to see that standard Ramatra, Tracer, Reaper.
Reaper is,
Lucio and Kiriko. I mean, just the just what do they call? Old Faithful. The comps that never really do you wrong.
Absolutely. I think there's a little bit of trash talk going down in the chat there. But I'm very excited to see what teams are picked and how this game is going to go. Are they just chatting?
Yeah, they're just
chatting.
They're just chatting. All right, let's see what we have thus far. So, okay, I hope that we're actually not going to see the Maga from Flak, because if we're looking at the Terps squad right now, that Maga is going to get obliterated by all the damage coming out from the Terps. We're also seeing that Emre from UGH on the Terps squad, as well as that Jetpack Cat from Clint Balloon. So we're actually not seeing the Lucio, whereas on the Blue Devils, we're still going to see that Lucio. So I think, again, the Blue Devils are going to have more control over the pace of this match as the Terps. But I'm not going to discount them just yet. They might know something I don't.
Yeah. And so first engagement here, Ramatra coming out strong, staying at the front of the pack here, will be leading, and with the Enron coming in, taking some pot shots and supporting the frontal push here, while I think some of the other Terps are taking a swing around the side. What?
Oh my gosh, the Maga
is
dashing
really running in there.
Yeah, immediately falling to half HP and having to fall back to his team so he can get healed up. Blue Devils falling to the point, and they're actually going to take the first flashpoint possession while the Terps sort of regroup, heal up, and look for another re-engagement.
Terps are sitting at the top level here, kind of picking off the Blue Devils who are not on point currently, as well as firing down on everyone that is on point. An interesting opening strategy. I think they're trying to get rid of that Malga before they really make a move for the point here. But our Tony is taking a lot of damage here and is still in. I think there's 4 people actively shooting at him, and he's still not dead.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the Ramatra block is doing so much here. Now that the Maga is in, Tony is going to use his alternate form to pressure down the Maga, but his team, unfortunately is not with him.
This is going to be really rough for the Terps to take back. The Blue Devils are already on 70%, and now having to do and there's the Zarya. having to do a retake at this late in the stage. They need to get on point as soon as possible, and then they're going to need to hold it with no recaptures, because I think we're about to see the 99, and hopefully they can get their touch soon.
The Kiriko ultimate from the Blue Devils pushing forward to the Terps. Oh, the jetpack ultimate finding the Kiriko. Can the Terps take her out? No, she teleports away. And the pulse bomb coming out will stick on the Zarya, but the bubble will protect Tony from certain death. But while this fight is happening, the flashpoint will go to the Blue Devils.
Unfortunate to see. Blue Devils taking the first out of the 3 that they need. I believe it is 3. The 3 that they need in order to secure victory in this game mode.
Yeah, the Terps have to switch something up, and I think this swap that we're seeing right now, Klimpaloon going over to this Lucio, is actually the perfect swap.
The Mauga charging right in. Hopefully that Mauga is punished for a bold push like that.
Wow.
Almost down. Mauga's quite low. If the Terps can just finish him off, I think they're going to be able to make a very strong push. But I think the Blue Devils are going to be taking the next point as well as the initial capture. Lucio waiting in spawn for the rest of the team to show up and using speed to make sure that they can all get onto spawn, or not onto spawn, onto point as soon as possible. Mauga charging in again. This Mauga and down.
Here comes the cage fight. Although the Mauga is going to almost immediately get taken down, the excavation initiation from that Venture is actually going to take out the Terps. And although Tony will answer back with a trade, that is a full team wipe for the Blue Devils on the Terps.
Yeah, that is rough. Blue Devils are waiting and ready for the Terps to come back. Again, at 60%, the Terps are going to need to have a pretty dominant pull here and take it. And that is a beginning capture and a full capture there for the Terps, sneaking onto the point there while the Blue Devils were kind of waiting for them to come on. Very, very sneaky capture there. Our Emre here firing down from above.
Wow.
But again, that's 2 members of the Terps down with only 1 DPS remaining. I don't know if the Tracer is going to be able to hold off this point here.
So it's a 3v3 on the point right now. Terps looking for a re-engage, looking at this Mauga, dashing in, not finding anybody, but the E, the damage resistance from the E, will have him so tanky, and the Terps just cannot take him down. And Klimpaloon looking for the last second touch, will not find it, but that's when Funny comes in, finds the touch, will get the bubble from Tony. He has his Graviton Surge, he uses it, it's a 4-man Graviton Surge! And although...
Can't find it with the Kiriko Gate, I think stopping that from having an effect, but a really strong play, and if not for that Kiriko Gate, would have been an amazing change there. Finding a kill with our Zarya here. Tony, I think getting taken down though, unfortunately. That's all of our DPS out, and just the support holding onto the point. But I believe that is going to be everyone out. That's a second of 3 going to the Blue Devils. That is really, really rough to see.
Klimpaloon at the last second, popping the sound barrier, desperately trying to save Tony, but he falls a split second before the ultimate comes out, and it's just Klimpaloon alone on the point fighting for his life, and that was just very, very sad timing for the Terps. And now
firing down on the rest of the Terps here. Tank on tank battle. Mauga retreating a little bit, but with such a dominant amount of health and damage, really not backing down at all. So far, the Terps don't have a really good way to dissuade this Mauga from charging directly into the middle of them, which is not a good thing for them to, not a good place for them to be at all.
Yeah, so I mean, although, okay, wait, this Venture is, oh my gosh, this Venture is going crazy in Tony's face. But although the Terps are going to lose their DPS players, the strong core of the 2 supports and the tanks will stay alive, except Klimpaloon is going to go down to the Venture. Excavation initiation coming out, getting taken out in the middle of the ultimate.
The Venture, still the Mauga not going down, just infinite health on this Mauga.
This Mauga does
really
not die.
just soaking up trillions of bullets. Our Emre on point, trying to get whatever picks he can. Maybe taking down that Lucio, but not quite. The Mauga ult coming in with the Gravitron bomb.
4-man.
We'll take 2, 3.
Another.
And the Mauga's down as well. Incredible. 5-player. Oh, the Tracer's the only one still alive here, and I think the Tracer down as well. Incredible full team wipe, I believe, from the Terps. Really, really, really good play and good use of the ultimate there. The Blue Devils on 0 ultimates, Terps sticking with 1, although the Blue Devils, I think, are about to get both of their support ults.
What an incredible Graviton Surge from the Zarya. Tony finding 4 in that Graviton Surge in the middle of the cage fight. I mean, amazing look from him. But it is going to be up to the Terps to defend this point for the next 45 or so seconds. And here comes the Emre ult raining down, but countered by the Blue Devils support ultimates, both of them coming out. Klimploon desperate to survive, but he will go down. UGH will follow, and it's such a quick flip to the Blue Devils once again, and 90% in counting. This game is over.
Yeah, I think the Blue Devils are going to recapture here. It is just funny here, kind of taking whatever shots that he can, healing up with the random items that are around. But it is really just a tracer world, and we're all living in it. The rest of the Terps able to get the touch here. Shocker with a Doom Fist of all characters. Trying to physically, I think, push the Mauga away. But still, oh man.
Gosh. Yeah.
I think that Doom Fist is going down too. And with, once again, our Tracer out as well. With just the Lucio, I think it's a matter of time. And unfortunately, that is the second map. Going to the Blue Devils, the second map that the Terps have lost this entire season.
Wow.
2 to the Blue Devils.
That was dominant by the Blue Devils. I mean, that did not look close at all.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I imagine this is going to be the Pulse that we saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
there it is.
grab
That was a wonderful, wonderful play and a really good recapture. But the Terps just weren't able to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Really, I mean, I'm really unfortunate that the grabs were so big, and I mean, Tony always plays well, regardless of the situation that he's in. Yeah. But unfortunately, it was just not enough for the Terps to hold, and I think maybe the Blue Devils are listening to our stream or something. Sorry, guys, because they look like a whole different team.
Yeah,
they are playing together. They're playing
new.
so quick, and now it's the Terps who are on the back foot. They are the ones who are finding that they are being outpaced by this Blue Devils squad. And now we're on match point for the Blue Devils, and the play versus finals chances for the Terps are dwindling.
Yeah, this is not great to look at. So hopefully the Terps are going to be able to, in this next round, I think the next round's hybrid? Is that?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm taking a shot in the dark here. I think it might be hybrid, but we'll find out in a second. But hopefully on this next round, the Terps can, find a strategy that's going to work for them, and really go against the Blue Devils here, because they're in a bad spot right now, and it is not super close. A 3-0 shutout on Flashpoint is rough to see.
And I mean, the Terps barely even got above 40% on any Flashpoint that they held, which is just it's really sad.
Yeah.
So look. They're definitely not, they're down, but they're definitely not out. No. So this Terp squad is, I won't lie, this is a pattern that happens quite often, okay? So that the Terps do get a little bit overconfident sometimes, and then they play around with their food, and then their food actually is no longer their food. So we've seen this happen before. Have the Terps come back from something like this before? Absolutely yes. And let's just cross our fingers and dot our I's and cross our X's so that the Terps can come back from this.
Put every letter from the alphabet that you are aware of in chat right now.
So there are only 26 of them.
Put every letter you've ever heard of, and then invent some more and put them in chat. Spell them phonetically. And then spell the word phonetically so that I know that you know how to spell that. Put it in chat.
How do you spell phonetically? PHONETICALOY. You know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Let's actually talk about a little bit about this. I kind of want to go back on something I said a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. I was talking about the Mauga, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be a very good pick because he's just going to get blown up. Well, guess what didn't happen?
Yeah,
the Mauga did not get blown up.
That Mauga ran straight into the Terps. The Terps have really had nothing that they could do to dissuade that Mauga at all from running head first into them.
And that's really just what Mauga does, though. So it's just like, so very unfortunate there for the Terps. Mauga is a very strong character, especially in a brawl context, and the Terps just weren't able to match it. Yeah. Tried using the Ramatra, they tried using the Zarya. I mean, 2 of Tony's best characters, and yes, he put up a great performance, but unfortunately it was just not enough. And I also have to give a lot of credit to these Blue Devils DPS. The Tracer is wreaking havoc in our backline. We just cannot seem to pin her down. And she's hitting pulse bombs on everyone. She's one-clipping people. It's just...
Their Tracer is really, really
What do you
painful
do
for the
about that?
Terps.
It's hard. When
Like,
you're
at the
fighting...
very least, you're losing like 25% of your health bar to just random picks that are the Tracer just zipping around. Very, very good at getting out of danger. Same with their Lucio, actually. Their Lucio's been dodging a lot of really, really close to death experiences.
Yeah. It's like fighting a war on two fronts. You don't really know which way to look. And then the one way you look is actually running at you, and then the other way you look is running away from you. So it's like, which way do you really go? It's very confusing. But the Terps, they got to pick one way. They look so split. They're not playing together as a team. And the next map that we are getting into, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be an escort map, like you said. So we're going to Watchpoint Gibraltar, and the bans are Farah and I forgot the second one. Farah and I think was it Diva? No, I don't remember.
And our second ban was in the studio.
We'll figure it out eventually. But Farah and Diva. Okay,
yes.
great. So yeah, Farah, which actually makes sense for this map. Watchpoint Gibraltar, very open map, very open skies. And we've seen UGH play this Farah before, so not surprising. Diva, also not surprising for this map. Very strong dive tank, which we see either Winston or Diva on this map. Maybe we see a Wrecking Ball. Not surprised for either of these bands, but they both will not be seen. And what does that leave? It leaves Winston. Yeah, Winston.
We are all seeing Winston.
So fingers crossed we see some Winston. Very fun character for, I think, everybody involved. I mean, Tony said in the pre-show interview that he loves his Winston. Very staple character. But Watchpoint Gibraltar, very divey map. Now, we've seen the Blue Devils play a sort of dive style before, and we've seen the Terps play a dive style before. On Rune Sapi, the Blue Devils came out on top. On Lijiang, the Terps came out on top. So this is a very volatile map. I don't really know if... Look, there's a lot of characters in this game now. I'm not sure if these dives are going to deviate from...
Winston!
Yeah, I don't know if these dives are going to deviate from what is the norm. And from what I'm seeing on the Blue Devil side, if this is what they're playing, we're deviating from the norm.
Yeah, an interesting comp there from the Blue Devils. I'm not really sure what to make of it. But, you know, hopefully the Terps are going to have a strong counter here. Something I want to point out that I think is really interesting. The Blue Devils' strategy has shifted quite dramatically in each of the games that they've been in. The first game, they were kind of moving as a front, pushing into the point. The second map, they were staying in center and defending off. And in this last Flashpoint map, they were kind of trying to surround the Terps as much as possible. So they're very able to pick out different strategies and stick with it for the game. So interesting to see what approach they're going to take in this round.
Yeah. Krillp and Southwest actually coming out on the Mizuki. And the, I forget which character Southwest was on, but they're going to move over to their Lucio and their Tracer. And I mean, I don't blame them. That Southwest on this Tracer is a demon. And so...
And we see a pick on that Wrecking Ball, taking down a lot of the Wrecking Ball, but immediately, Funny going down. A very nice pick from Emre there, though, UGH.
Actually, I think that is a trade you will take. The Kiriko falling for the Tracer. Now the Blue Devils without their main healer and Terps without their main DPS, although they still do have UGH on this Emre.
The Terps here getting some really, really nice long-distance picks here. With the Ana and the Emre together, I think they're trying to push for a little bit more of a background support sort of deal here. Winston needing a little bit of healing, but really quickly put back to full by the Terps. Unfortunately, pretty consistent movement there from the Blue Devils, although stopped, and as soon as I said that, man, they were stopped and the payload is moving backwards. The Blue Devils are kind of having a little bit of difficulty getting their whole team back there. Terps are doing a really, really good job keeping them at a distance right now, while keeping themselves at a distance from the battle as well, keeping themselves safe and making sure that the damage is happening over by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Tony on this Winston really putting a lot of pressure on the Blue Devils backline, making them feel like they're not quite safe enough to walk up, but also not quite safe enough to back up. And so once they're caught in that middle ground, then the Terps DPS, UGH and Funny on the Emre and Tracer can strike.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Nano Boost onto the Winston. Tony jumping into the back line, looking for the Blue Devils, looking for this Freya caught out of position. And
one,
C3 will
and
take that
chasing down,
kill.
oh, not chasing down the hamster ball, but keeping himself right on the middle here. This is a very prominent choke point on Gibraltar. Just this tunnel down here where everyone kind of has to filter through either above or below, and really hunting down everyone and punishing them for no matter what direction that they're going to take here.
Yeah.
Terps putting up a very, very good defense.
Oh, the Terps are doing such a good job of, you know what, I'm actually going to take that back because
Man, as soon as we say a thing.
as soon as I say it, Caster Curse, I believe, UGH falling to Spinal on that Freya, and now it's up to the Terps. Okay, this Primal Rage
Man,
will
this
be
hamster ball
popped.
not going down at all. Primal
Oh,
Rage,
with the Winston.
1. Oh, finding 1.
Oh my
finding
gosh.
2. Finding.
Nemo.
Oh. Are
My gosh,
Rig
Klimploon
taking
fighting for
downs?
Klimploon's fighting for his life out here. Amazing rally for
Wow.
him. And even though he will fall, okay, I really want to talk about that.
Oh, they got the hamster ball. Hamster ball down. Oh, very, very nice snipe there from UGH. Really, really good. Giving the Terps a second to regroup because I believe the Blue Devils are also taking a second to regroup.
Yeah.
Slowing the match down and maybe moving back the point a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Back there is what I can
So
tell.
35 seconds on this clock. Blue Devils have 2, almost 3 ultimates coming up, but so
Yeah.
do the Terps. So this is going to be an ultimate fight. This sound barrier is going to be the key. If Krilp can hit most of his team, okay, here comes the Emre ult from UGH. Will force out the Lucio ultimate and
Nice.
looking for anyone and anything, but Klimpaloon will find Flak on the ball. That's
Oh,
the main
really,
take
really
for the
good
Blue
damage back
Devils.
there in the back line. Oh, find it. Oh, not quite. Tracer going down on the other side. Lucio going down on the other side. This wrecking ball here. They have 0.1 seconds left. Wow!
Oh my God,
They
no.
didn't even get it to the first. Wow! Incredible defense there from the Terps, stopping them from even getting it to the first checkpoint. Wow! I mean, it is a difficult chokehold to get past, but if the Terps can just get past, if the Terps can get to the first checkpoint, that's a round 1 for the Terps.
They didn't even touch the point. They didn't even trigger
Oh
overtime.
my gosh!
Wow.
I think the Terps are getting a little bit more confidence back in them. They've got the
C3, I think C3 is feeling himself a little bit.
yeah. The
And
Terps
I mean,
are feeling good.
As he should. The Terps did an amazing job holding that high ground, and without control of the high ground, the Blue Devils could not safely walk up and take control of the cart. So amazing job for the Terps there, finding their win condition and keeping it for the remainder of the round. Now it's up to them to find their win condition on attack. They're going to have this Winston again, they're probably going to have this on a Brig, and it's up to the Blue Devils to find the way to respond, and I do see a Venture on that side. I think Venture's a very, very good pick nowadays. I think they're a very annoying character. And so it's going to be up to the Terps to sort of figure out how to deal with Southwest on this Venture.
I completely agree. I think this is a very interesting. Oh shoot, we got the freaking Fire Fan lady back. Oh, nice. Okay, we're switching to Symmetra here, which very good for a point push. Throwing all those little, throwing all the little turrets on there is wow, and immediately a wall stopping them from getting out. But Symmetra allowing the team to relocate, find a different vantage point to completely mess up the Blue Devils, to mess up their prep there, try and throw themselves at a new angle. Blue Devils doing the best that they can to stall out the Terps, but Terps quickly moving the fight far away, basically where the fight ended in the last round.
Wait, yeah, so the Blue Devils have just completely given up the high ground. Oh my gosh, and it makes sense. They have a Mei. Spinal on the Mei and the Hazard, Flak on Hazard. They are looking to control these 2 rooms on the left and the right, and they will not be giving it up anytime soon. The Terps having to fight into it. Blue Devils, they've effectively, what's the word for it? They've bunkered on this lower
they've set
ground.
themselves some trenches here, and they're just trying to make that as tedious as possible. But that does mean if the Terps can just get the cart through just a little bit, if they can put up enough defense, get enough health out that they're going to resist this, the Terps are in a really good position. The Mei wall, unfortunately, here is going to be annoying.
Wow.
I see a really clear path for the Terps to take victory here. I honestly, I don't want to speak too soon, knock on wood, but I think the Blue Devils kind of shot themselves in the foot here by really only taking one position on this chokehold. Because they let the Terps get all the way here with zero conflict, and the Terps are still moving forwards.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit okay, as soon as I said that, they started moving the payload back.
C3 is playing a game of hide and seek with the enemy team, but here we go again, finding this position, and I think the win condition for the Terps is actually going to be C3's anti-nade, looking for the anti-nade to splash onto everyone in that little choke point. But unfortunately, he will fall to the Venture, and no trade will be found.
Are we going to be able to take out that Venture with the Tracer here? Yes, she went down. She went down as well.
Okay, back to the main fight, everyone. Back to this.
Yeah, back to this messy bottom fight here. This plane is basically going back and forth in almost a standstill. The Terps are trying to sit at the front of it as best they can to kind of pull it out of the trench area there.
Oh my gosh.
The trap there absolutely countering the Emre there and taking him down. UGH. Oh! And the flak on the other side, the hazard taken out.
Wow.
They really putting up a annoying fight here, stopping this payload from moving. But that is the payload moving forward at a quick rate, and with basically all the Blue Devils trying to recuperate themselves, they need to get to just a couple meters further, and they take this victory, I believe.
But the Terps need to be careful, because here comes the Blue Devils with their ultimates. Curl popping the sound barrier, giving the Blue Devils control of the cart, while Klimpaloon getting a lot of pressure. Will pop the rally in order to soak it up. And now we're back to this neutral fight, diving in onto this Kiriko. She teleports out. Will they be able to finish the kill? They will not, but Tony
and there's the Primal Rage! Primal Rage throwing them around, keeping them back. I think that we're still getting some movement on the cart, a little bit at least. I think it's too contested.
Oh my gosh.
Taking down the Venture. Payload's not moving yet. The May, still not taken down. God, I hate May. May
yeah, looking for this May.
Down.
They're gonna find
Lucio
her.
Down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. The hazard's back on, but I think that hazard's low enough, and without anyone there, the hazard's down as well.
Wow.
And just a little bit further, the Terps are taking another map to themselves. That is 2-2. Whoever wins this next game is going to the finals.
Oh my gosh, my
this
heart.
Is shaping up to be an intense match. What an incredible first round there from the Terps. Absolutely incredible, and I do think that Blue Devils shot themselves a little bit with the first round, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
No. This was just now. I think.
That was the first round. That was when. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about. But
Wow.
I think first, what I want to highlight, Tony on the Winston. I
Wow.
mean, what the heck?
Absolute cinema.
He knows exactly where to go, and he does it every time. He knows exactly which backline character that is susceptible to the dive. He knows when to go back and peel for his support. He knows. He just knows.
That Winston
He
shield,
knows.
with their bunker strategy, that Winston shield was game-changing. That was soaking up so much damage for them, and strategically getting in and out and making sure that they were either standing at the front or the back, so that they could minimize sight lines from those bunkers onto the people that were escorting the cart,
Yeah.
and then using the shield to increase that kind of the amount of damage that they could soak up in that mid area. Critical to winning that game. Without that shield there, and without the break there as well to assist with defending and healing, I think that would have gone a completely different direction.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that break, because Klimpaloon went absolutely crazy on the Brigida. Brigida is, she is a character designed to soak up those dives from Hazard, Tracer, and Venture. Yeah. And he did exactly that. He did his job.
Perfect
and
counter
he kept C3 on the Ana alive. And while we're on the topic of C3 on this Ana, C3 is actually I'm just gonna say it. He's the reason they won. Like, I'm just gonna say it. He was able to take the aggro from the Hazard, live on 1 HP against the Hazard in that last team fight, come back to the server room with the mega health pack in the back, heal his Winston, take out the Hazard at the very end. The fact that he lives there is so crucial. If he goes down there, the Terps no longer have the nano boost, they no longer have the anti-nade, they no longer have the utility from the sleep dart, and they no longer have his healing. He is the backbone of this team, and the fact that he lives there is so crucial.
Absolutely. And as we're doing shout-outs, let's throw out the Emre for UGH there. ridiculous long distance picks there. Some really, really nice headshots, and with the grenades, throwing them right in, making sure that that bunker was really unsafe. I truly cannot fathom that strategy there. I feel like they should have at least switched strategies after about like 2 minutes of being beaten up in there.
I'm actually going to say it. I see it. I see it working out, actually.
Really?
Yeah. With a May and a Venture, I think the Terps only broke the bunker with 1:30 left on the cart. I mean,
I just think the dive bomb, like being able to go down and in and out so easily without, like, because none of them were behind. Because in a lot of the other maps, Blue Devils have had at least a person behind, so that when they run out of the main point, they're still getting damage on them.
Okay, so the Venture. The Venture was able to go in and out.
I don't know. I just thought it was. It just felt like giving up a lot of ground for no reason.
No, I do agree with you there. It is very all or nothing. It's very, you hold for 4 minutes or you break within the first minute and then you lose the game. Which, that's actually not quite what we saw. I mean, they were able to mount an offensive towards the end there.
The plane moved forward and back like a lot while they were there.
For sure. And so, yeah, I mean, honestly, I really just got to give it, both these teams are doing great.
Yeah.
And, man, this is what I love about playoffs. I mean, people are bringing their best. They're bringing unconventional strategies to catch the enemy team off guard. This is Overwatch, guys. This is Overwatch. This is what I miss about Overwatch.
These are the days we dreamed of.
Right, exactly. And of course, I always love seeing our Terps. I love seeing our Terps encountering a bit of a challenge. Mm-hmm. I know that these guys can play their hearts out and they can play absolutely insane. And you know, in this ranked division, it's unfortunately a little easy for the Terps. And so to see them challenged, it reminds me of days of old. Yeah. Let me say,
it's always fun to see your team dominate, but it's also fun to see your team like find a challenge and then rise to it.
Exactly. And speaking of challenges, here we are on the final map of this series. Whoever takes this map will move on to the play versus finals, which will be happening next week. So get comfy, because Midtown is a map and a half, let me tell you.
All right, the Terps coming in with Venture as a pick as well as Domina, Lucio, Kiriko, and blanking. Sorry, those are the Blue Devils. Sorry,
I mean,
switch sides.
Hey, they're in blue.
They are blue. Terps starting out with Baptiste, Zenyatta, Symmetra, Emre, and the Sigma. What is this melody?
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty standard attack comp for the Terps, except for this Zenyatta. Clint Balloon on this Zenyatta, I better see you go crazy. But I do really like this pick against something like a Domina, which we see Flak playing. The Terps are going to have so much shield damage that the Domina shield should really go down very quickly. Yeah. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yep, some immediate windows in there, and the shield's down almost immediately. A lot of really nice side damage here coming from the Tracer versus the Sojourn here. Fighting, everyone's kind of on the point, throwing stuff around.
Beautiful.
Really nice there from the Sigma. That just, wow, was that 3 in a row? That was absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
And that's basically all the Blue Devils out, and I think that's going to be an immediate capture from the Terps, getting the payload out almost immediately, nice and early, and we're going to be moving that right at the start of this game. Wow, nice mid-air shots.
Wow, I know I threw some shade at this comp earlier, but I kind of want to take it back. This Zenyatta is going absolutely crazy. The value that the Terps are getting from Klimpaloon's Discord orbs, I don't think that Krilp, he probably thought he was safe riding on that wall, and yet he gets taken down in a blink of an eye.
It was so smooth. It took me a second to register that he was down.
Oh my gosh, and now, again, like we saw in this first game, when the Terps have the advantage, they push that advantage like no one's business. And that's what we're seeing here. Taking this high ground and having a few ultimates to continue this stomp as well. It's really up to the Blue Devils to sort of stop the Terps' momentum and take back control of the cart.
Absolutely. Our Emre here trying to make the insides as dangerous as possible for the opposing team. Payload, again, we're at a bridge again. The payload moving under the bridge. Throwing out the ults.
Oh my gosh, beautiful ultimate. Oh, but the Kiriko cleanse will actually stop all damage. Amazing cleanse there from your Pocket Cat. Very, very good play from them. But I do think, yeah, the healing will actually not be enough to save the D.Va. She's going to go down to C3. And now the Terps, without the tank, they can just kind of march forward onto this card and onto the rest of the Blue Devils.
A very, very quick push here from the Terps. Almost at checkpoint 1 with still 4 minutes left on the clock. An absolutely ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah, and they still have ultimates in their back pocket. Here comes their Kiriko ult for the Blue Devils.
Kiriko push getting them. They're contested, but our Baptiste here is...
There's a Kiriko on him? Hello?
Taking down.
Why is there a Kiriko there? Yeah, and without C3, the Terps are going to lose momentum. And they're still fighting, but they... You know what? I'm actually going to take it back. Funny, finding Krope. This fight is actually completely winnable, especially with EGH in the Emery ult.
Oh, but Emery going down as well. I think that might be a Terp regroup here. Although Sigma still throwing out some really, really nice damage. I'll take it now as well. I think that's going to be a Terp regroup just before they can get that. Just before they can get the closer spawn. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. Another just
payload now starting to move back. The Terps are going to want to get there as quickly as possible just to make sure that that does not become a larger problem. But I do have faith in the Terps here on a repush.
Yeah.
They are 1-to-1 on ults right now with a Tracer and a Venture ult on the Terps and the Blue Devils respectively. So pretty matched up in that sense. Although the Terps just got their Sigma ult as well, so the Terps are at a bit more of an advantage here. The Blue Devils a little bit more, a little further behind in their ult development.
Oh boy, here comes the Venture.
Oh, and here's the big fight.
Yeah, diving onto Clint Balloon, and down he will go. Unfortunately, Zenyatta, not much mobility, will just sort of keel over. And that's a very quick fight going in the Blue Devils' favor. But if the Terps can maintain this high ground, then it might not be all that too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, the payload's still moving backwards. That is a lot of distance that the Terps are moving out on. I probably spoke too soon when I was excited back then. If they can get this D.Va down, then I think they can make a really strong push. If they can just focus some of that damage. But right now they're doing really good, finding some
I forgot that Sigma could float.
People up out on the side. Trying to scare them off, make sure that they know that they're not
Tracer
safe.
1v1.
Tracer on Tracer battle.
Oh, double
Who's going down there? It's so hard to watch these. I truly don't know how you play a Tracer because there's so much happening on your screen.
It is a lot, I will not lie. But actually, with that Tracer 1v1, I think because Funny won so convincingly, the Blue Devils had to back up. But with your Pocket Cat's Kitsune Rush, they're going to fly back out. Flak eating Funny's Pulse Bomb, actually. So that's an ultimate down for the Terps.
But two on the way for the Terps, almost done. The payload really, really close to the checkpoint now. If the Terps can just get it a little bit farther, that's going to be a time boost for them as well as a closer spawn for any future battles. They can just get it just a little bit further. They're so close. They're so close to the checkpoint. But once again, the Blue Devils are moving it back. The Terps really need just a strong push. The Blue Devils are really
they just need
them back.
one strong push to push this cart over the edge. And they do have the ultimates for it. They have the Baptiste window and Tony and Sigma ultimate. So here comes the Bap window looking for these long range angles. But C3,
C3 being taken down
gosh.
Here. The Tracer on the other side going down. The Venture on the other side with DPS down. The ult here getting rid of both of the healers. Both supports down. That should be. Come on. The D.Va down as well, and that's the checkpoint for the Terps. Really nice. Really, really nice. I think that was the full team in total there, although I don't know if it was a full team wipe officially. But that was the whole team down from the Terps to the Blue Devils. Really, really good. And immediately continuing the pressure as the Blue Devils are rushing onto the Terps, and the Terps are meeting them exactly where they're at.
Yeah, Tony, just what an insane Sigma ultimate. I mean, finding both supports there really Even though C3 went down first in that fight, Tony was able to claw it back. So hopefully he can do the same as we go into this third point. Hopefully Terps can find a full capture with the last minute on the clock.
Terps just need to, I mean, they're making really, really good progress right now, keeping the Blue Devils back with a really strong rush there from the Brig, pulling the whole team forward, the whole team running forward. Are they going to get that D.Va down? The D.Va is kind of just the main firing down on the main one firing down on the point right now. Even seeing the enemy spawn there, shooting down at them, pushing them back. Really nice progress being made with the objective.
Gosh. Okay, here comes the dive onto C3.
That's it. This is all they need. They just need a couple more meters. With 30 seconds left on the clock, the Terps really could use this.
The D.Va's throwing. The D.Va's throwing. She went right into the belly of the beast.
Come on, just a little bit further. Just a little bit further.
Pulse bomb from Funny taking out Spinal on the Venture. They have no one to touch.
There it is.
That will be a
there
full.
It is. 16 seconds left on the clock, and they are taking the objective there. Now, the Terps have to. The Terps are unfortunately on the other side now, so they have to stop the Blue Devils know exactly what they need in order to win now. They have to get that distance at a higher time. They know exactly what they need to do. The Terps know exactly what they need to prevent. It all comes down to this. The Terps need to stall as much as physically possible. 16 seconds left is not a lot of time. That is not a major amount on the clock. And so the Blue Devils are... I mean, they don't have an easy task ahead of them at all.
Wait, what happens if this goes to a draw? Oh, wait.
I think there's some overtime stuff if it goes into a draw.
Huh. Interesting. So it is possible for this map to go to a draw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Because the Terps, because they capped with time on the clock, if the Blue Devils cap the point with under a minute and 16, both teams will get a chance to attack and defend again.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't come to that. As the Terps, we're seeing this, this very standard Sigma, Emre, Tracer, Zenyatta, and Baptiste comp coming out from them. They look actually incredibly strong on this comp, except for the second point. But otherwise, it was a stomp. So let's see how the Blue Devils, they're bringing out this Zarya, they're bringing out this Hanzo, actually. Let's see how they take this attack.
If the Terps can just hold... Wow, a Hanzo. Weird. If the Terps can hold them off, especially in these early ones, because each checkpoint gives the opposing team more time to work with. So the biggest thing is that the Terps were able to get... the Blue Devils made a lot of time wasted for the Terps trying to get to that first checkpoint. So if the Terps can make sure that... The Terps basically need to run the same playbook back. They need to waste as much time as physically possible on the Blue Devils side.
Ooh! Beautiful rock from Tony on the Sigma, saving C3's life.
Both DPS on the Blue Devils immediately out at the beginning. If the Terps can capitalize on it, again, the more time they can waste on this beginning objective. They have 3 minutes to just capture the objective, but the more time they can waste here, that's more time that they don't get later for that final push. They want to waste as much time. Again, the name of the game here is just take up time.
Oh. Wait, I think actually the Blue Devils have had enough of the time wasting because they're on this, look at this Reinhardt comp.
Reinhardt coming in.
Oh my gosh.
Pushing dominantly. Everyone's stacked behind the Reinhardt, allowing him to take the brunt of the damage here.
Yeah, they just want that Sigma dead, and they will stop at nothing to make it happen. And
they are pushing those Lucios off the wall. The Terps have had enough of Lucio sitting around on those walls, and they are really trying to get rid of them.
My gosh, it's Hanzo putting in the work. Yeah, C3 and Funny will actually be the ones to fall. First tick for the Blue Devils taken on this first capture point. I think the Terps are going to look to try to get a retouch, but with Tony going down before the Immortality Field comes out, I don't think they're going to have the resources to.
The Reinhardt push is really, really rough here, especially in the close quarters areas. Able to corner a couple of the Terps here and take them out. The Terps need to be able to hold off and regroup as quickly as they can. They don't want to give any leeway here. They don't want to give any distance. Yeah, this is very, very close.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock on the second point. But remember, the Terps also got stalled for a very long time on the second point, so it is possible.
absolutely possible.
And
they can take down that Reinhardt, take some damage.
Oh, but the cleanse from your Pocket Cat coming out maybe a little too early.
Oh, they took the Reinhardt down. They took the Reinhardt down. Reinhardt out.
Yeah, Reinhardt going down there, and I think with the tank going down,
out right now with the portals. I don't know where the other one is, but I believe it's probably being used to kind of flank the Terps a little bit here. Are they taking the same bunker strategy? Is that what they're doing? They're like sitting in the bunkers again. Ooh, the ult from the Hanzo here, not finding anyone. I do. Unfortunately, taking out Tony. That's going to be really rough for the Terps, and that's going to open up a very strong push, especially with the Reinhardt back for the Blue Devils. They are really, really close to the objective here. The Terps need to get on that as soon as possible, really soon.
Oh, here comes
really
the touch.
Soon.
Touch on the Tracer, but unfortunately.
Oh, and they took the first checkpoint. So the 4 minutes and 30 seconds need to be wasted in this hallway. They need to take up as much time as possible right now. They cannot let them have an easy run down the hallways. The Terps got a pretty nice run down here in their round. So if they can defend these corners as much as possible, this Reinhardt is really stopping the Terps from getting a lot of damage out. That is a strong counter to their current play style.
Yeah, but fortunately for the Terps, they have switched onto this Lucio because Tony is going to need the speed boost to get out and live, because here comes the push with the sound barrier and the speed boost. But I think that the Red Devils, their DPS may have stepped up too far, because now it's a shooting range for UGH. Takes out one, almost finds the two, but does not. But with 3 players down on this Terps squad, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, and they are going to bring out a Reinhardt of their own. We are in last fight territory for this Terps team.
Some damage down. The payload all the way down at the final stretch now. The Terps have to put in everything they have right now in order to make sure that... Oh, Reinhardt... Sorry. Yeah, the Reinhardt match of their own. I did not even notice that until just now.
Oh, the teleport comes out, as well as the Kiriko ultimate. UGH falling near immediately for this. Tony dashing back, but C3 has already fallen. His backline is in shambles. There's no one to keep him alive.
Reinhardt almost down on both sides. Oh, and the Terps Reinhardt going down almost immediately. They are right there. There's 2 people pushing the payload. They have 86 meters left. The Terps really need to get on this as soon as possible. There's still 3 minutes of defense, and they are right on their doorstep.
But Tony has the shatter. Tony has the shatter. It's possible that it could be huge. Reinhardt goes down. Klimploon takes out Southwaste on the Symmetra. C3 takes out Kropp. Okay, the Terps.
Okay, push them back, and still being very frugal with their ultimates, pushed back the Blue Devils.
Yes, very smart.
So if they can get... the Terps need to get all their people to push back this payload as much as they can, because it is in an uncomfortable position right now for them. Payload moving backwards at a very nice rate, and the Terps still holding the front, making sure that it's going to be really difficult for the Blue Devils to get all the way back to where they were.
But C3 takes the arrow to the head. That's the main healer for the Terps down. They're not going to have the resources to keep their teammates alive, and with the sound barrier coming out for the Blue Devils, it's misery. It's almost chaos. Klimploon falls. Tony goes down. UGH trying to answer back with this Emre ult. Does not find the Lucio pick.
Oh, still not getting the Lucio. It's moving too much and taken down as well. Might have...
And that...
With 2:45 left on the clock.
And that is so unfortunate.
Really painful.
C3 taking the random Hanzo arrow to the head.
But...
loses them the round.
We are throwing into overtime, actually.
Yeah. So, okay. Both teams are going to have a chance to attack, and both teams are going to have a chance to defend.
But they only get a little bit of time. So the Terps are going to be only running with 1 minute left of time. Well, the Blue Devils get the advantage with 2:45 of time. Whatever checkpoints they can get here are going to be added to their ultimate score. And that's going to be kind of what determines the winner here. So the Terps, even though that was a rough push there, the Terps do still have a chance to make a victory here, but they are playing at a disadvantage right now.
I feel like I'm running a marathon. I got my hands on my knees. I'm leaning forward. I'm like so locked into this match right now, because this decides who goes on to finals, guys. Like, this is it. And although the Terps are playing from this deficit, I've seen them do it before.
Yeah,
and
this
so
is doable.
It's very doable.
A minute 45 difference. The Terps can take up a minute 45 of the other team. The Terps can make sure that they're sitting on their on their payload. Because again, overtime exists, guys. If you are on that payload, if that payload is still moving, if you have people on that, if you are touching that payload, you get that overtime. You get to keep moving it.
All right, here we go on the attack. Terps rolling out on the same squad that got them the point very quickly last time, and the Blue Devils actually on the same thing as well for their defense. So starting out on this Domina that actually did not work out very well last time. So let's see if the Terps can recreate what happened in their first attack.
Terps here are going to be pushing as much as they can. I believe Terps...
Oh my gosh, they have so much space on this left side.
The Blue Devils are on the first capture, so the Terps are kind of getting an immediate chance to run back their mistakes from last time.
Yeah, but C3 will go down almost immediately, and that's the healing backbone of the Terps. They need to reset now. 13 seconds on the clock means they all need to die now to get the regroup in order to touch the point. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. It's up to Funny to touch the point to trigger overtime.
They need to be there. Otherwise, this basically immediately ends for them.
And they don't touch the point.
All right, without a touch.
It's a draw or a loss.
All right. So, the Terps need to stall. For all the people at home, what needs to happen right now, the Terps need to stall the Blue Devils for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and they cannot get any capture. If they capture... are they allowed any of those segments? I actually don't know how that's scored.
Not a single one.
Okay, so they can't get a single segment on that capture progress. If they get a single segment, then the whole thing, all of this match, goes to the Blue Devils, and the Blue Devils will be moving to the finals of the Terps. The Terps need to stall them for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. This has to be the greatest last stand of all time.
It's going to be a pretty dang good last stand.
They have to pull out all the stops. This is the moment. The Terps need to lock in, otherwise they are out of the play versus tournament here. This is what it all comes down to, guys. Everything that the Terps have been fighting for, this is it. This is make or break. You know, if they lose it here, they're out. And if they take it here, they have everything that they can win for. Winton.
We're going to channel the power of Winton, and hopefully we're going to win this. All right. Blue Devils rolling out on the
They've
comp.
got their Reinhardt. Reinhardt versus Winston. The two classic tanks of old.
So true. It's like the old guard here. Hello?
Yeah. Two big shield users. Two big...
Symmetra teleport going to the right
teleport
side.
Taking up on top.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. They've bunkered up in this left side room. They're looking to drop to the point through the window.
Whatever splash damage they can get in there is going to be really, really good in making sure that the Blue Devils can't get too comfortable. Basically, what they're going to want to do is just make sure that they are consistently making sure that the Blue Devils have nothing to rally behind. Because they are really playing exactly behind that Reinhardt, who... We're seeing it right now. Puts up the shield. Everyone sits behind.
Oh my
gosh! An immediate rush from the Blue Devils here with the Symmetra teleportation. The entire team running. This is a ridiculous comp right here from the Blue Devils. Really just jumping out with 5 people at once, surprising them. The teleportations are shooting the Terps into every which direction. Really keeping them off guard here.
Oh, and with Clint Balloon falling, Funny will find Southwest, but Tony and C3 desperately need to touch the point. Funny trying to keep the overtime triggered, but the point will be captured by the Blue Devils, taking Midtown, and that will be the end for Terps Premier Overwatch. Blue...
Still play the game with Sigma.
Yeah, I mean, who got played the game? Who really won the game, guys? Who really won? And
this was a good play. I think if the Terps they really needed to rally around the point quicker during their first push, because I think they genuinely were in a better position than the Blue Devils towards many parts of the match. I think they were sitting with better positioning, but then they got held up right at the end, especially in that first part where they got pushed backwards and forwards. I think they had 3 different pushes in that first capture. I think there was a lot of wasted time there on the Terps side, and I think that they could have had a more even playing field when we get to that final round.
I mean, there's so much I could say, but I think it really just came down to I gotta give it to the Blue Devils. I did not expect that Symmetra teleport, and I don't think UGH did either. He got teleported on by the whole team, and even though it's like, oh, a free TP, I know exactly where they're gonna be. You don't expect them to sprint at you.
Yeah, that was
a
5-person teleport on one person. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I've not seen one of those in a hot minute.
So
the Symmetra use. A lot of Symmetra use, actually, from the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
A hefty amount. Wow. Really, I just want to say, really good game on both sides.
Yeah.
This was such a cool game to watch.
This was a fun game to cast, I won't even lie.
Really, really fun.
And
we had a blast in the studio. We've been on the edge of our seats for however long this stream's been going on, like an hour and a half.
Yeah, usually Overwatch games go on for like 45 minutes. So this is a treat, actually. But again, GG well played to the University of Wisconsin. I forget the rest. University of Wisconsin. GG to you guys.
UW Stout Blue Devils.
Stout Blue Devils. Yes, thank you. GG to you guys. Very well played. This will be the end for Terps Premier Overwatch in the Play versus Playoffs. Fortunately, we will fall at the semifinals. But that is okay because we'll be back next season.
Yeah. Make sure you tune in. The Terps are going to train. They're going to get ready. I know that they're gonna learn a lot from this, and they're gonna move forwards. And you know what? Best of luck to the Blue Devils. If you're the ones beating us, hopefully you're the ones taking the tournament.
Yeah, sure, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, before we sign out, we do want to say thank you to a few people. So thank you to the Philip Merrill College of Journalism. Oh my goodness.
Also, thank you to the Recreation and Wellness Center, Recwell, and thank you to Playwire. All of our sponsors, thank you so much for making Terps Esports a possibility, and for allowing us to let this happen, let you watch these things, and our lovely fans who are all turning in and spamming the chat right now with bees. Put bees in the chat for a beautiful game.
Thank you guys for being here today, and unfortunately the Terps do not move on, but remember, it is community that is the name of the game. That is what matters. So thank you all for being here. This has been Alex Squared. I'm going to do my sign out. This has been Alex, a.k.a. Gumi.
And this has been Alex, a.k.a. Alex.
And thank you guys so much for joining. We will catch you guys in the next stream.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Awesome.